Morning traders, Paul here with GammaEdge. Today is Monday, the 17th of October. Let's get started. Pause your players here, read to the bottom. If you agree, hit that play button. Summary for today, all our signals are off or in cash. Paper trades only, of course. We do not make any recommendations to buy or sell any securities. Our positive gamma level is up at 4,200, it's relatively weak. Negative GEX is very strong, sitting down at 3,500 on the SPX. Overall, the transition is quite weak. It does not start until we move above the 3,650 level. Above this, it'll be a struggle to advance. Of course, there are some pockets where we could park, and those are on the included slides here. The SPX complex has a large ITM component that is expiring this week. This is notable. In the presence of a do-nothing scenario where the structure does not change, charm flows will dominate, and we potentially could see some selling as we go forward here. If we see any form of monetization of these ITM puts, we could rally, and that could move us upward, probably up into the 37, 38 range. We'll just have to wait and see how it all pans out. The cumulative tick model is, as I said at the opening, we remain on a long-term downtrend in cash. We've got slopes that are negative. That's the long-term signal. The intermediate-term signal, the bolded CT, is below the ribbon, and so that remains off. We're in downtrend. And the short-term down, we reversed Friday fairly decisively, ending on the low of the day. Key levels to watch for, 4,200 is the positive GEX here before the market opens. We do note there is a large number of minor levels on the SPX PM settled side that we have to plow through. I will note also here at the 3625 we are actually very close to flipping this to a positive delta. We need positive deltas in order to advance and hold for any length in time. I'll note here for you that we have a 4% pre-market expected move estimate. This is conservative if you are a seller. It is aggressive if you are a buyer. Down here, some new numbers. We've introduced a new tool over the last week, and these are potential flip points that we're looking at in terms of moneyness and potential monetization levels. These will change daily. They may even change intraday, so just be aware of that. We are watching these different levels. If you want to understand these better, we did a presentation last night and would urge everyone to come into the Discord and ask questions. Zero DTE, you can see the zero DTE transition fairly narrowly defined. We are below it right now, fairly strong today. The zero DTE does show a little bit of a pocket that could be developing up in this area. We don't think above 3650 there's going to be any significant push upwards. The structure for the zero DT is just not supportive. To the downside, 3500 is a key. It's obvious in your eye. So is the 3520, 3525, and 3550 levels. Note the further down we go, the slippery the slope becomes, etc. This is for the zero DTE. The 1 DTE is very fat, it is loose, it is ill-defined. It's going to be very hard to tease a structure out of this that we would have any confidence in. That being said, I note this particular area that I'm circling right now as a potential area to bound against. Another one is actually down in this area, and we're paying particular attention to 3550, 3560. So I would keep an eye on this 3650 to the upside, and that particular range would also keep an eye on this 3550. Remember, the expected move today is very large. We don't know the directionality per se, but we do see some pockets that are developing here that could be suggestive of moving up and stalling, so be aware of that. The combo complex, first of all, 27% of the gamma is set to expire this week. As this number changes, structure changes, and we're going to be paying attention to that. The put dominance in the overall combo complex, which is the AM and the PM, is very strong. This is not a number to ignore. When we see this, you expect higher volatility. That's why we have the 4% pre-open estimations of the market move, of the expected move today. We also note the 3550, 3560, and the 3570 all have extremely large delta notionals, as well as some pretty significant gamma levels. If we do break through these levels, expect a fairly strong reaction as we go through these. As we approach them, though, also expect that we might find some support, and so we are watching that. Here's that 35.50, that little area in that 35.20 to 35.30 region, and then of course 3500 really is the line in the sand to the downside. 36.50 again, rearing its head. That could be a nice stalling area, either above and below this, depending on the influence of the 0 and the 1 DTEs today. New charts for you here. We've introduced this in the last week. We call them the Delta-Moneyness structures, and we are watching for what is occurring both on the call side as well as the put side. The balloons explain everything. I've got some verbiage down here for you to pay attention to. The key takeaways here today is really nothing compared to what's coming up. We need to see some fairly significant structural changes over the week, and we will be looking for that. It completely dominated by the put in the money side of the equation compared to the call in the money side of the equation. So just be aware, be cognizant of this. If we see no structural changes, we would expect some fireworks near the end of the week. If we do see structural changes start taking place today, where we see some monetization, see some net reduction of these levels, we could be absorbing the delta offsets, and that could be that could lend itself to moving higher into the end of the week. Structure matters, and just be aware of that. Last slide here, the overall structure for the SPX. We're sitting right here, POI, put open interest, sitting down here, -X at 3,500. You can see transition is pretty loose. We're a good distance below it. We've got a lot to plow through before we start seeing this. We've got this pocket around 4,000 that really hasn't developed in over a month. The transition range is not very supportive right now to a rapid advance, and then we have +X sitting up here at 4,200. So that's it for today. If you have any questions, comments, please join us at GammaEdge.us. Click on the pricing tab. That'll get you into the Discord. 14-day free trial. All the tools turned on. No risk to you whatsoever. Great group of traders. Great tools. Pretty happy with everything there. Follow us on Twitter with GammaEdges with an S, and here on YouTube, of course. If you like today's content, smash that like button. Let me know. Give me some feedback, immediate feedback. And of course, subscribe so that you can be notified next time Taylor, myself, or Mike post a video. So with that, I bid you farewell. Have a good week. Hope to see you in the Discord. Thanks, everyone.